you know it's what I always wanted. Could never have too many things. Well, you quit kicking me under the table. I'm trying, will somebody make us shut up about it? Can we settle down, please?
Shalom, this is your Ark. Yah is magnified, coming back with another informative video. This video is titled Round 2. So with that being said, let's get to it. Oh yeah, but before I move any further, as always, you all know I gotta stay for the record. I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth. Nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, let's get to the subject matter at hand. Okay, so as you all know, this video is titled Round 2. So if you haven't watched Round 1, please go back and watch Round 1 to get an understanding of what's taking place and what's about to go on in Round 2. So again, if you haven't watched Round 1, cut this video off and go back and watch Round 2. Okay, so with that being said, let's get to it. So now, as we all know, at the end of Round 1, the brother stated that he will come back with an update within 2 weeks. So this is that 2-week update that the brother was talking about in the last video for Round 1. So he went to court on a continuance, right? Just to sum it up. And when he came to the continuance, on his time to appear before the magistrate, the agency wasn't there. And because the agency wasn't there, the court granted another continuance. And this time they want to summons the agency to appear. But I told my Ark once the agency wasn't there, he should immediately motion to dismiss the matter for that fact alone. Why? Because on the last motion, on the last hearing that they had, they was both given a continuance. They both knew about the continuance. My Ark received his continuance date the same day. I'm pretty sure if he received this continuance the same day, then so did the agency. Okay? But the judge tried to use an excuse that the agency wasn't summoned. That's why they didn't appear, which is BS, because they both was there on the last hearing, and the continuance was given to both that day, because my Ark had that paperwork and everything with the date on it that day for the next court date. So again, I told my Ark, man, he should have automatically motioned to dismiss, but he didn't. But that's still all good, But like I stated before, we can't play games with these people. They want to come off nice to you when you got them beat. You see, but when they got you beat, they talk to you like trash, and they want to do whatever they want to do to you. So now we're going to listen into this document, his court hearing, all the way through, and then we're going to go back and listen to it again, and go over the mistakes that was made. Because the judge said it was a lot of clerical mistakes being made. What a coincidence. But we're going to go over everything. So let's listen into his court date.
Madam Court Reporter, we're on the record. This is the matter of the South Carolina Department of Social Services Child Support Division. We have not got the DSS Child Support Division present. We have an individual here present today who I believe is Mr. Green, although he previously had not confirmed that for me. This hearing was previously set before me on the 2nd of April, 2018, was continued as the clerk of court was not able to locate the file in the matter. Mr. Green had represented that he had filed additional documents that the court did not have access to because the file was not present. And the individual appearing did not confirm his identity. So we were not able to proceed for multiple reasons. Today, again, we representation that the Department of Social Services Child Support Division was provided with notice for the hearing. Did you send notice to the Child Support Division?
I did not send any notice. When we walked out the last time, he told me to pick a date and they would notify him. But I understand that's hearsay. If I gotta redo it, it's fine.
No, that's fine. So the way that I'm gonna do it this time is at the clerk's office. I'm writing in here that the clerk's office is to send him notice.
Okay.
But you're gonna still need to get a copy of this.
That's fine.
Okay? So I'll get this downstairs and they should be able to get you a date.
All right.
As soon as possible. And hopefully, I mean, if you want to send in a copy,
I'll do it just to make sure I'm covered.
but I'm putting in the order to have them notify him as well.
Okay.
Okay?
I appreciate that.
Hopefully we'll be able to get something accomplished at the next hearing.
Okay.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Take care.
You too.
Thank you.
Now, as you all just heard, it's so many mistakes that they are doing, and they keep getting granted more and more time. Like, for instance, she know who Mr. Green is, but she want him to say he's Mr. Green. She know exactly who Mr. Green is. But let's go back and let's do that again so we can get more understanding of what was being said at the time that he was speaking. So let's go back.
Courtroom today, we have not got the DSS Child Support Division present. We have an individual here present today who I believe is Mr. Green, although he previously had not confirmed that. I mean, this hearing.
Okay, so as you all heard, the agency wasn't present, and also the person she believed to be Mr. Green is standing in front of her, even though the person that standing in front of her did not state that he was Mr. Green. So now she know who Mr. Green is. She know exactly who Mr. Green is, but she want him to admit that he is Mr. Green when he already told her, and she know who exactly Mr. Green is. Okay, and this is probably one of the reasons why the agency didn't show up, because they can't prove who Mr. Green is as well. But let's continue.
I mean, this hearing previously set before me on the 2nd of April, 2018, was continued as the clerk of court was not able to locate the file in the matter.
So she said that the court was continued because the clerk of the court couldn't find the file on the matter. So if the clerk of the court couldn't find the file on the matter, then how did they even know that you had a court date? So obviously the file was there. They know the file was there. It's the games they play. But let's continue. Because remember, if it's no file, then it's, and if they can't find the file contains the court date and all the information on it. Then he wouldn't even have a hearing scheduled for that day, because they wouldn't be able to find the file. So let's continue.
I mean, this hearing previously set before me on the 2nd of April, 2018, was continued as the clerk of court was not able to locate the file in the matter. Mr. Green had represented that he had filed additional documents that the court did not have access to because the file.
So again, Mr. Green had entered in court documents, according to them, that they cannot find. That's also in that same file. It's just crazy, man. But let's continue.
And that he had filed additional documents that the court did not have access to because the file was not present. And the individual appearing did not confirm his identity. So we were not able to proceed for multiple reasons. Today, again,
And the individual appearing did not state his identity. They know who he is. If he didn't state his identity, they would have automatically threw him out the court. So they know who he is. Why talk to somebody who you don't know who identity is? Why waste your time? Why go over the whole spill in court if he's not the person you're looking for? It's crazy, man. The whole thing is a sham. And you all saying it and you hearing it right here and there. But let's continue. Again, she says now, today, there's no documentation stating that the agency was summoned. Of course, there's no documentation stating that the agency was summoned because the agency was present at the last hearing when Mr. Green received the continuance date. So did the agency. So why did they have to mail them something out that they already received that day when they was in court? Those the games they play. That's why I told my ARC once they said they wasn't there, immediately went for that motion to dismiss because they knew what time it was. you know. But it's just more proof of the games they play, and and I'm telling you all this because a lot of these problems come from sending the mail back and not responding. You know, a lot of guys want to believe that sending the mail back will magically get them to leave you alone. No, only thing that would do was put you in default. Next thing you know, you're gonna receive your check, and 75% of it's gone. Now they're gonna say, okay, we've been trying to get his attention. Let's see if this get his attention. They'll put you in default, and when you get your check, 75% of it's gone. Oh, you're gonna try to make your way back into that court to argue that matter when you could have just handled it from the beginning to stop all that from happening. To prevent what's going to take place by running. It's no different than a traffic ticket. If you signed a traffic ticket, even if you don't sign a traffic ticket, and they bring you to court and you haven't responded back to that traffic ticket, the next thing you know, it's a bench warrant out for your arrest. They catch you driving, or traveling, they're gonna put the handcuffs on you and toss you in that box, until you see the magistrate. It's the same spill with the child support agency, man. Stop running from these people. Face them head on. You have a better chance that way. Because once you're in default, now you got to fight to get out of default in order to just get a fair shake. And it's on the judge to grant you that fair shake. Because they say, well, we already entered the default. We're going to deny your motion to vacate the default. And next thing you know, you're stuck with a bill for 18 years that you're trying to fight. And then by that time, you guys come to me saying, yeah, listen to so-and-so, and they told me to do this and they told me to do that. Now what? And then we'll start that fight. We'll start that spill. Okay? From the beginning. So we got to start all the way back over and fix mistakes that happened prior to even started facing them head on from the beginning. So with that being said, though, I'm the only channel on YouTube who putting up valuable information and showing guys going into these courts and standing in their square and doing their thing, man. And really showing that they're out here and these are soldiers, man, that I have. They out there fighting. They not playing around. Because most of the guys, but by the time they come to me, they already fed up from being stiffed over by everybody else. And for the guys that come over asking, how much it is for help and everything. Look, when I give you the amount is a just amount, man, for your situation. If you feel as though it's not a just amount, then shop around. And then if you find somebody cheaper, go with that. And come back and let me know how that situation work out for you. That's all I'm saying. It's other guys doing it for way more than what I'm asking for. So now, with that being said, though, if you all need my help and you serious, you really want to fight this thing, then hit me up in my email at y'allismagnified@gmail.com. Tell me your situation. I'll tell you, how much I'll help you for. And if it sound good to you, then make that donation. If it don't, then say, okay, I'm gonna shop around. That's it. Just shop around. If you can't, if you don't want to pay, then study. If you looking for other services, other people on YouTube doing the same thing, man. Go to them and get some help. That's all I can do for you. Or I can tell you, continue to watch my videos because there's a lot of information on these videos. A lot of guys should be free off these videos alone if they just pay attention to what's being said in all my videos because they all tell a story. So with that being said, though, you all be blessed. Like and subscribe. Enjoy y'all weekends too, man. So I already know this child support stuff can get stressful. You know what I mean? It's bad enough they taking your money, but don't let them take your sanity as well. So like I said, y'all guys, keep y'all heads up, man. We moving forward. We gonna seek remedy and help as many brothers out as possible. So with that being said, shalom.